Hi there, welcome back to my channel. Brett Hornby here on YouTube with another Calgary sports take. Right now it's slow in the middle of July here, as the Calgary Flames have already made some major moves with changing coaches and trading Dougie Hamilton and making some off-season acquisitions with free agent frenzy. And then my Calgary Stampeders have just started their 2018 campaign, and my Calgary Stampeders this month videos always come at the end of the month, so expect that at the end of July here. But today we're going to talk Calgary Roughnecks. I don't know any Roughnecks here yet, but at least I got some Flames and Hitmen. Both teams are owned. One of the Flames are the primary owners, and both teams play in the Dome, so I figure I'll at least wear that for purpose of this video here. But some news I have for the Calgary Roughnecks here is that in the 2019 NLL season coming up, there's two teams coming into the league. The Philadelphia Wings are actually coming back in the NLL, and the San Diego Seals. That must make a nice trip. Hopefully, head down to San Diego about middle of February to catch Calgary Roughnecks on the road. But anyway, Monday, July the 16th is the NLL Expansion Draft, and I'm just going to go over who the Calgary Roughnecks have protected and who's going to be available for the expansion draft on Monday, July the 16th. I checked on the NLL.com website, and apparently if you want, you can go on the Facebook feed. Just go on the NLL.com, and apparently it's happening at 4:30 Eastern, 2:30 Mountain Time, which is where I am in Calgary. But I have it queued up here on my smartphone. Basically, the rules of the NLL Expansion Draft is, I looked it up, that you get to protect 11 players. Most teams, including the Calgary Roughnecks, have protected 5 forwards, 5 defensemen, and a goalie. But apparently you can protect 11 players, including 5 forwards. And if you look on the league website, if you search on how the rules work, that apparently you need a commissioner's approval for 5 forwards that you protect. So I just find that a strange quirk. But so you can protect 11 players, and how it works is that each team, there's 9 teams in the league right now, before we expand to 11, so there's going to be 18 players changing teams, or at least get their property changed on Monday, as both Philadelphia and San Diego will make 9 selections each for each team. And also the rule is that they said that each team will not lose more than 2 players in the expansion draft, and decided on a coin flip that Philadelphia will pick first, and then it goes Philadelphia, San Diego from rounds 1 through 9. So maybe if I read between the lines there, that maybe potentially a team could pick 2 players. Let's say Philadelphia could pick 2 players from one team, and San Diego could pick 2 from another, but each team can't lose more than 2 players, and I think that's how it works. But I'm probably saying that I'll go over next week in the video about who got picked by who, and who by which team lost for each player for the expansion draft, to go over the 18 players there that are changing teams, or at least have their property transferred. But for this purposes, I'm just going to go over who the Calgary Roughnecks protected, and who's available, and who I personally think could be on the move on Monday here. So I'll just get it up on my smartphone here. There's really no surprises who the Calgary Roughnecks protected and who's available if you follow the team. And I went through six out of 9 home games last season, and this season coming up, I'm actually going to get season tickets for the first time, adding that with my Calgary Stampeders. And of course, before the beginning of the season, I'll go over my season ticket package, what you get from Calgary Roughnecks. But first, this player, they sorted it by last name alphabetically order on the website on who's protected, so I'm just going to rattle off each name who the Roughnecks are protected, and then I'll go over who's available. So the first name that they protected on defense is Tyson Bell. The second player that they protected on offense is Wesley Berg. The third player that is protected is Holden Cantoni, who's on offense. And then on defense, they protected Zach Currier. And then the goalie that he protected is Christian Del Bianco. And then the next player that they protected is Curtis Superman Dixon on offense. And then the next player they protected on offense is Dane Doby, who's the franchise leader in Roughneck scoring, by the way. And then they on defense, they protected Anthony Kulinich. And then on defense, they protected Dan McRae. And then the last two players that are protected is Tyler Pace on offense, and the last guy, Mitch Wild on defense. So I mean, those are pretty much the obvious players to protect for the Calgary Roughnecks going forward. I mean, they're key marquee players. I don't see, but when I go over the available players, there's really no one that I think, except maybe one that might stand out that I could see go for sure, but it's anyone's guess for the second player. I mean, this definitely doesn't have as much excitement or intrigue as, let's say, the Vegas Golden Knights expansion draft, where they really favored the rules for Vegas to have a competitive team. And as you know, they definitely had a competitive team and only went to the Stanley Cup Finals in their first year. So who was available for the Roughnecks is Tyler Burton, Mike Carnegie, Chad Cummings, Tyler Digby, Greg Harnett, Helen LeClaire, Carson Leung, Riley Lowen, Curtis Manning, Ryan Martell, Garrett McIntosh, Cole Pickup, Crichton Reed, Tyler Richards, Frank Sciliano, and Bob Snyder. Those are who's available for Philadelphia and San Diego on Monday at the expansion draft. And the one player that I think for sure will be claimed is Frank Sciliano, who at the start of this past season was the starting goalie, but eventually he lost his job to Christian Del Bianco, and I say that when he took over the starting job for the Calgary Roughnecks, their season actually turned around and had a competitive, strong second half, and actually got to the Western Championship to eventually lost to the eventual champion, the Saskatchewan Rush. But we actually played the Saskatchewan Rush tough with Christian Del Bianco in that, so I can see Frankie Sciliano possibly get claimed. And the only other player that I'll guess is Curtis Manning. He's another veteran that I could see possibly get plucked. But those would be my two predictions, that I think Frankie Sciliano and Curtis Manning, those are my predictions on who I think will get claimed in the NLL Expansion Draft for the Calgary Roughnecks, which at the end of the day, the guys that we protected is pretty much still the marquee guys and players you have going forward. So, by the way, I think next week when I'll make my video on the recap of the NLL Expansion Draft, I'll see if there's any big names or shockers that get claimed, but I don't think you're going to see any big names jump out that Philadelphia or San Diego is going to get right away. But it's still a small league for expanding from 9 to 11 teams. So anyway, this is my first Calgary Roughnecks take video. I mean, it's NLL is still a minor professional league where it doesn't get as much limelight as the Big Four, but I still say it's definitely a great night out to go check out a lacrosse game. This is box lacrosse inside of the arena. I mean, you got the music going all the time, and you kind of get the combination of the fast pace of hockey and the roughness of football, and when it's both in Canada and the U.S., you get your spill of football either in the NFL or CFL. But yeah, anyway, I mean, right now, personally, it's slow with all the sports takes, with being in the dog days of summer, the middle of July. I mean, and then for me, also, I haven't been feeling the actually the Calgary Stampede vibe this year, so there won't be really any scenery or moments videos until probably when I go on my summer holiday, but that's still 5 weeks away. But I mean, stay tuned for my Calgary Stampeders this month, which will happen at the end of July, and there might be a couple, personal vlogs that I think about possibly jumping in front of the camera and sharing to you guys. And anyway, up to this point so far, I just want to, thank all the people that have subscribed, especially recently when I start doing some more sports takes. And stay tuned for any more videos in the future. And if you like what you see here, hit like and subscribe. And if you really want to follow me, you can hit the bell icon on my YouTube channel so you get notified on when I post something new. Anyway, I'll see you at the next video.